Hi there. So I am Claire Brown. I'm an executive real estate broker with Claire and Company, powered by Keller Williams Realty in Little Rock, Arkansas. So I'm coming to you today with the art of negotiation. So we all negotiate all day long. I negotiate with my children all the time. Do you want to go to bed now and take a shower in the morning, or do you want to shower tonight and sleep later in the morning? Life's all about choices and expectations, and navigating through those is somewhat difficult sometimes. So how do we do that in a real estate transaction? Well, hopefully your realtor or real estate broker is going to set up the expectations for you so you can make the appropriate choices in those negotiations. And hopefully I can help you with a little bit of that today and give you some expectations throughout a real estate transaction. We negotiate throughout the entire transaction of a real estate purchase. They don't just start in the beginning and end in the beginning. They go throughout the entire thing. Actually, you're going to negotiate when you go and look at the house, and then you're going to negotiate when you make the offer. You're going to also negotiate through the inspection and repair process. So let's just talk about negotiations in general, and then that sets the stage and how you should address it with real estate as well. And you can really apply this in all business. Real estate's just no different than any other business, frankly. So first, you need to know your audience, and you need to know your numbers. Who are you going to be presenting this to? Why are they moving? Why are they selling? You know, we really can't ask that question, or we're not supposed to. However, my market is pretty small, and it's a one-horse town. I tell people, if you don't know anybody at the grocery store, give it 6 months and you will soon. So we typically are able to figure out, why is someone moving? I always go check the refrigerator. How old is that milk? And I see if they're really living here, if they're not. Do we only have a man's set of clothes, or is a woman's clothes in there with him? Is there a divorce happening? You find out the motivation behind the person that you're negotiating with. And that's really going to give you a lot of leverage. Mindset is so key to everything in life, and negotiations are no different. So truly, know your audience that you're presenting to. Then know your numbers. So when you present this offer, what does it hurt to present the numbers backing up your price? Because there is power in knowing your numbers. So present the numbers according to the market, because there's one thing that we can't argue with, and that's the market. Those are numbers. They're just black and white, no emotions or opinions attached to them. So know your numbers and know your audience, and then present accordingly. And then I also really encourage you to let silence lift the conversation. When you go in and present an offer, don't say anything. Let the silence lift the conversation. Just present it. Here's our offer. Thanks so much. Let me know. And let it ride. Let it go to the expiration date and time, and then only follow up once it's passed. Don't bother that agent. Don't bother that client. Let it ride. You don't have to have that house, because you know what? I know for sure there's going to be another real pretty house right around the corner coming up on the market real soon that you're going to love just as much as this one. And so we're not going to present a sense of urgency. We are going to be silent, because silence is gold, and it will prove it when you negotiate. You're not going to have a sense of urgency. You're going to take it as it comes. It's just another house. It's just another offer, just like another man that comes in and out of your life. And so that's how we're going to present it. And so you're also going to ask, if you want a lower price, you're going to go low and then see what comes back, because you truly don't know until you ask. And I mean, then if they accept your first offer, then you're going to always ask yourself, well, I wonder what I could have gotten it for. You don't know until you ask. So you always have to ask, because then you will truly know. You should always write an offer expecting to get a counter offer. If you don't get a counter offer, you've made a mistake. You always need to go lower than anticipated. Don't worry about offending somebody. You hope to be able to stir up an emotion and get a counter offer. That's the ultimate goal. And then let silence lift the conversation. They need to stir on it. They need to think about it for a while and crunch those numbers, because you've caused them to think, because you presented something a little bit lower. And then you need to make sure and ask very, very pertinent questions. It's always about the who. It's always about the what and the how. So how are you going to improve upon this property to make the value increase within 5 years? Because who is most important here is the client that you represent. And what are you helping them with? And how are you helping them with it? So how are you going to improve upon it? What are you going to do for that? And then what will the value look like within 5 years? So you need to always make sure that when you're negotiating, you keep those values in mind so that you're not pricing yourself out of the market in 5 years. Always keep that in mind. It's been great to chat with you today. Hopefully you've learned a little bit about negotiating. You've just all set that expectation right in the very beginning. So silence, ask lots of good questions, know your audience, and then let that silence lift the conversation because you've asked and you will receive. Talk to y'all soon. Have a great rest of your week.